Guys, I want to talk to you guys something in the past when I was young. I had to work 10 times harder when I was young to learn English and stuff. And I love this culture so much, you know. And the thing is I look at today's age and I see a lot of ungrateful people. And I'm not going to come down on other people or the generation. I just think today it's the point is that we're losing our identity. We're losing the meaning of being American. I I always like the Americans. I always want to be like them. I even speak English fluently. Sometimes I make some mistakes because that's just the way it is. But it's really sad where people just have given up on everything, given up on their dreams, their goals, and not just that, their way of thinking. Everybody's too normal. It's getting too normal to pretend to be happy, and a lot of people are just getting by. And I don't know if anyone's feeling that, but I feel like there's a sense of betrayal by the people. And not just that, the younger generation is, I don't know. Yeah, I feel sorry for them, but at the same time, I I don't know. It's a weird concept because like these people are very intelligent people. But the thing is like the younger generation is super nihilistic, and I understand because of the problems what we're having, you know. I remember when I was young, before when they take away the pledge of allegiance to the flag. That's how old I am. It was supposed to be our identity, you know. And most of these kids don't see the beauty of what has been built. But at the same time, I don't blame them not. Because look at our governments, look how it became. No one takes us serious. Our voices are starting to be quiet. Hell, we're actually getting surveillance as we speak. And we got to be careful what we say because one thing we do say could actually backfire you, especially your lifestyle and your life decision. But no, I just think it's really hard to relate with people anymore. I remember when I was young, it was easy. Now it's hard because I think it's the culture. I think people are just lost now. People are very antisocial. People don't want to learn about new ways of learning, such as using artificial intelligence. No one wants to learn anymore. They just give it up. And I understand, but you can't. That's why I make these videos, because I can't give up. It might take me a while to get my goals, but I'm trying to create a community. I'm trying to create something more meaningful. And don't get me wrong, I'm experimenting along the way. But the thing is that we have to do more, whether we like it or not. And we're running out of time. Next 2 years, I'm a firm believer that work life will be different. And again, it's because we complain too much and they're replacing us. And I understand the younger generation is very sad and very tired. They feel like everything's been sold out by them, and I feel them. However, we cannot excuse the fact that we have abilities now. I could do this. I can have a conversation with you in through YouTube. And not just that. I want to start putting investment on things because I own this. It's nice to own something. It's really, really nice to own something that you care deeply about. Obviously, my content is a little bit out of whack. I'm still trying to figure things out. I'm still learning because this is all new. It's like learning how to walk. Learning how to walk like a little child and try to cater towards that. And you're just learning. That's the beautiful thing about this. Yeah, sure, it might take some time, but I'm okay with that. Just like my dad always says, like, I'm not afraid of work, so I don't have to work with no one. That's the goal. But it's really hard to reach people because we're in a time of despair. People don't want to I'm not going to say people don't want to work because that's not the thing. I'm not going to say that anymore. It's not because people don't want to work. People lost purpose. And that's the truth. That's why they disrespect older people. This is why they disrespect everybody, because they don't have no meaning. And I'm sorry for that. But we have to be better than this. Even though when the time of crisis is coming, such as what's going on in the media and what's going on in the world today, especially getting involved with things that we shouldn't be getting involved, but it's not your fault. And the people who are doing this, like serving our community, at least thank them. At least they're trying to make this thing better. People who are actually being a selfless server, give them a little bit of respect. Some respect. It's important to have that. No, man. I'm really, really sad. I'm really, really sad about what's going on today. I'm really sad that the algorithms on platforms like this is super negative, and I'm just quickly outraged, and I forget, man. I forget I'm playing with a system. Even I make mistakes. Like when I'm seeing like violent stuff and people disrespecting other people's culture, and that hits me, man. That hits me, especially if you come from a first world country. Like it hits me because I put in the work here. And of course my white friends that I know, sometimes they joke around and they call me Pakistani because of my beard and my look, and I'm not. I always say I'm a Latin American. It's just a style. Can I just look like this? And and I talk like them. That's the funny thing is I talk like them. And plus I could read and write. But no, and I also work in the facts of like hard laborship. For instance, mechanic, lumberjack, construction, factories, mechanic shops. What else? I did garbage man duty. But a lot of people don't think of that. But I understand, man. I understand. I understand that you have that mindset of giving up. Why should you not give up? Is because there are opportunities that you're not seeing. And I understand the Generation Z is having a doomer mentality, but you cannot have that. And I think we need to have more positive influencer. And I'm still learning how to be one. I always want to be one. But we cannot let our despair get to us. We got to have a little bit of meaning, a little bit of hope. Why? Because it makes us the best out of us. And if we can't do that, then we failed as a society. I have a lot of plans I want to do with this channel. I'm very, very new and I'm just learning how to make things work. But this is not always going to be a topic like this. I got other plans, such as going back and traveling to, let's say, Latin America and show you guys some pictures, or possibly Europe, places that you never seen. And I know I'm saying this now and I'm spoiling it, but that's my plan, that's my goal, that's my dream. So one day my kids will look up and be exposed to traveling than just sitting here as just working a lot. There's nothing wrong working a lot. As a man, it's important, but the fact is that sometimes we have to do things that we don't like. It's just part about being an adult. But the one thing I want to take away from this video is that I understand that you have a disparity and the world betrayed you. And I just want to say to you, don't lose hope. Focus on the axis and the technology you can do and get yourself in there. And once you're in there, then you could start expanding, because that's the beautiful thing. I can have a conversation with you over through a screen if you're watching this video. But we cannot give up. We cannot let the world get to us. And I'm having a hard time too, because as a man who simulate to a culture and fall in love with it, sometimes I forget. And I get outraged when I see bad things happen to good people. You know, but we're all human. That's the beautiful thing about us. But that's all I want to talk about. I want to just be very honest with you guys about what's going on today. And I'll try to make better content in the future. And I'm just experimenting. Please, I love your guys' opinions in the comments down below. Because I like reading this. It makes me, I get a little bit of feedback. But the thing is, in order to do this and make this channel more healthier and more like a community, a healthy community, we have to get some feedback from one another. You know, that's it. That's all I gotta say. Don't give up. Focus on the opportunities that you have, and don't let bad things get to you. And I'm terrible at that, because I'm a Hispanic person. I'm very, very passionate when I see things not going the way it should go. Like, for instance, I think immigrants should actually become citizens, you know, just like me. But anywho, that's all I got to say. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Be safe out there. And until next time, like the video, subscribe. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.